So I didn't really think of it when I showed up and made an Epcot reservation for today. I don't know exactly when I'm going to air this video, but it is absolutely packed. It is April 3rd, which means that today here at Epcot, they are re-debuting Epcot Forever, the nighttime spectacular, and then tonight at Magic Kingdom, where you could not get a reservation, they are re-debuting Happily Ever After, their nighttime spectacular. So I think a lot of people made an Epcot reservation with the hope of hopping over to Magic Kingdom at 2 o'clock when park hopping resumes. And right now, everything is just, I mean, we saw Figment was a 50-minute wait. The Seas with Nemo and Friends, a 60-minute wait. So it is packed here today. So I think I'm probably not gonna be here very long. I already planned on not being here very long, but I might just get a couple quick things to eat, maybe do the Three Caballeros ride in Mexico, because boy, I'll tell you, if that has a long wait, I don't know what to do today. Anyway, so that's sort of the plan. Right now I got 2 items from the Trowel and Trellis, 2 of my repeat items here that I have gotten multiple times already. This is the Impossible Korean short rib, which is a vegan option. I've had it 3 times now for the festival this year, and every time has been different. This one is very, very vinegary, but I like it. It's something substantial if you're a vegetarian. It is on the Garden Graze, which you can find on the back. If you eat 5 of these items, you get a fancy Dole Whip for free at the end of it. And I've already done that once, but I'm almost about to complete a second group of 5 here. And there's some really good things on it. The cookies and cream chocolate mousse cup at World Nature. Like I said, the boneless Impossible Korean short rib, the coconut tres leches, the potato pancakes with applesauce in Germany, the hummus trio in the Morocco pavilion. So there are a bunch of really good items. My favorite thus far that is new this year is this lumpia, which you can get at the Trowel and Trellis. And this is really, really good. So let me dig into this. Three for 3 this year on this. Good every time. So now I'm gonna see what I can do here for the rest of the day. I met up with my buddy Scott here in Epcot, and he was doing the tea tour from Twinings of London here in the UK pavilion. So I decided that since it is so busy today, and this is a free tour, something free that you can do here in Epcot in Walt Disney World, that I would sign up as well, and that we would, you know, give it a try and see if it's something that's worth your time when you're doing a Walt Disney World vacation. I also picked up that celebration button for our recent ball collecting drive for Boys and Girls Club of Central Florida. We raised $1,300 in donations, and we were able to donate 146 balls between soccer balls, basketballs, volleyballs. We had a football in there, and 3 wiffle ball, wiffle bat sets that we were able to donate to the Boys and Girls Club of Central Florida. So first of all, I want to thank each and every one of you who donated, everybody who maybe didn't have the means to donate but shared so that other people would see it. That really, really means a lot to us. And we were able to really make some kids' days when we dropped off all that sports equipment at the Boys and Girls Club. So I think we're gonna head over here and check in officially for our tea tour, and let's just see what this is like.
My name's Emily, I'm from Newcastle, and if you don't know where Newcastle is, I'll keep it nice and simple for you. It's right next to the old castle. Thank you for the pity laughs, I really appreciate it. Yeah, you'll enjoy this tour if you like bad jokes. We're also joined today by Alana. She's at the back. She's just going to make sure you guys all stay here. If you guys have any questions throughout the tour, feel free to stop one of us and we will try our best to answer them for you. Thank you, thank you. So today on our tour, we're going to talk to you a little bit about the history of Twinings, talk to you a bit about how tea is made, and then throughout this garden we have 12 of our favourite blends. We've got some ingredients from them planted, so we'll talk to you a little bit about them. Hopefully you'll find something that you like. So our story begins back in 1706. Thomas Twining opened up a shop in London's The Strand, and it was originally called Tom's Coffee House. You might be thinking, coffee? This is a tea tour. Well, yes. People like the tea there so much that they actually rebranded. It is now Twinings of London Tea Shop. It's still there to this day, and a fun fact, if you walk in and if you walk like that, you'll probably knock all the tea off the shelves. It is a very narrow store. Back in the day they were taxed on the storefront, so they like to buy very narrow shops and have it nice and long so you can go through. It's nice, there's a lot of tea in there. If you do like that, you'll knock it. But yeah, lots of cool things. There's a tasting bar, you can try lots of different samples, it's amazing. So the tea actually comes from a plant called camellias. We have them planted in the back there. I was going to say I bet the plant, but that's valid. So the name of the plant is going to be from the camellias family. The particular branch of that is called Camellia sinensis. So we have some growing behind there where Spike the bee is. He's just chilling over there. So this tea plant, it can grow in the wild up to 50 feet high. So for reference, I'm 5'3", and the Splash Mountain drop was about 50 feet. So it's that too. I'm very, very high. Obviously that's going to be a bit difficult to pick, so they like to keep it about waist height in the plantations. You can pick the top leaves nice and easily, about 3 feet or so, as you want those top leaves. They're going to have the most flavour. The camellia plant does grow in some people's gardens back home. It's very common, but this particular one is grown for us, and we absolutely love it. So when you think of tea, you probably think of black tea. As a little fun fact, all tea comes from the same plant. So green, black, oolong and white tea all comes from this Camellia sinensis plant. The difference is just in the way that it's processed once the leaves are picked. So our first tea, like I said, we think of black tea, is going to be a black tea. So this is our Prince of Wales black tea. This was invented for His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales in 1921. And this is just a plain black tea. There are no other flavorings to it. So if you really like the flavors of black tea, it's nice and rich, nice and strong. It's an excellent cup of tea. These particular leaves are grown in 3 different provinces in China. They're grown high up on the mountains, which is the ideal environment for the tea to grow in. It's nice and misty, there's not too much sunlight, it's not too dry. It's absolutely perfect. So like I said, if you like black tea, you're definitely going to like this one. This is also exclusive to the American market. We don't really see this one back home so much. It's very, very popular for that reason. The Earl Grey in 1836 was presented this tea by a Chinese envoy, the legend has it, and he liked it so much that he asked Richard Twining, who's the second generation of Twining, to create something similar for him. We don't know if what he created was exactly the same blend as what he was presented from China, but he liked it so much that he decided to continue making it for everybody else to drink. They did, however, not patent it, so you probably heard other companies doing Earl Grey. Twinings did not copyright it, so they're not the only ones who can make it. But they were the original, and they are the best for sure. Earl Grey has the flavours of bergamot. If you don't know what bergamot is, it's a small little bumpy citrus fruit. It looks a little bit like a lime, little bumpy green thing. It's poisonous when eaten on its own, so if you see them in the wild, avoid. But when they're put into the tea, they are absolutely delicious. So this is our chai tea. Does anybody know what chai actually means? Tea, correct, it does. When you order chai tea, you're basically just asking for tea, exactly, which we think is quite funny. Yeah, it's in several languages, but primarily Hindi. And the reason that we have chai tea, so back in the day, centuries and centuries ago, they used to boil tea in really large ceramic pots in the middle of the streets, in the middle of the squares, and they would leave it boiling all day. The material of the pots and also the amount of time that they brewed it for made the tea quite bitter. They really oversteeped those leaves. So to offset the bitterness, they added the spices that they had on hand. That was going to be things like ginger, cloves, cinnamon, and they made it a really nice spicy tea. This is absolutely delicious, this one. This is our particular French vanilla blend that we have. We have a lot of variety in the shops. We have spiced apple, we have an ultra spice, we have a pumpkin spice, which you Americans really seem to like for some reason. You know, you're shaking your head? Me neither. Me neither. It's not such a big thing back home, and when I got out here I was very shocked as to it was everywhere. Like they had candles of it. It's a little much, but you know, it sells well, and it makes a nice drink apparently. This one is really nice if you like your black tea with milk. If you add milk to the French vanilla, it's going to be absolutely delicious, nice and creamy, nice and smooth. Yeah, this is one of our most popular ones. So when black tea is picked, it is exposed to air, and this process is called oxidization. It's a bit like when you bite into an apple, and then when you know it goes a bit brown, when it hits the air, the next bite's going to taste a bit different. That's the process that we do with the black tea. That's what we want, though. We want it to be nice and rich and have that nice flavor. The green tea, we do not want this process at all. So as soon as the leaves are picked, they are boiled in water to keep them from hitting the air, and that gives it its nice bright flavor, nice bright color as well. So if you see green tea, you'll know it's that nice green color for a reason. So this particular one is our jasmine green loose tea, not to be confused with our Aladdin green loose tea. This is one of the most popular blends we have in the shop for the loose leaf teas, and for good reason. It's absolutely delicious. Tea absorbs aroma really, really easily, so they layered the tea leaves with jasmine to give it that nice flavor. Because tea absorbs aromas really quickly, is a little tip from me to you. If you keep your tea in a cupboard where you keep your spices, try and keep it in an airtight container. Otherwise it's going to try and absorb all those flavors, which I guess could be nice if you have cinnamon in there, but like if you have garlic powder, for example, I don't think that's going to make a very good tea. Also, if you're having a long park day, for example, and your shoes are a little bit, let's say, aromatic by the end of it, if you have a tea bag you don't want to use, pop it in there. It's going to absorb that smell. Works really well, but do take the tea bag and throw it away as soon as you're finished. Do not serve it, because I don't think that would taste very good. Well, if you've enjoyed your time on this tour, if you have any more questions, we're going to be in the tea caddy for the next 20 minutes or so. We'll help you find some teas, help you answer any questions. Yeah, if you've enjoyed yourself, my name is Em. Have a lovely rest of your day at the festival. Thank you.
So you learn something every day. Apparently it's Twinings of London that is the name of the tea company. So that tour was really fun. It's free. It's part of Epcot's International Flower and Garden Festival. We got a packet of teas at the end of it. So I would say if you're here for this festival, which runs for like another few months, it's over like the first week of July. So you still have plenty of time to do this festival. And I would say it's worth it. They do it 2 times a day. It's free. It's relaxing. They tell you about tea. It's basically just a sales pitch. But I would like to give a huge cast compliment to Em from Newcastle. She was our host, our guide for the tea tour. And I would like to mention Elizabeth from Yorkshire, who was very helpful in the booth. She was slammed, she was working by herself, and the store was absolutely nuts, so I wanted to give her a shout out here. As you can see, the Harmonious barges, even though Harmonious ended last night, they are still here in the Epcot Lagoon here, World Showcase Lagoon. I don't know how long they're gonna stay here, but they're still here right now. Tonight, Epcot Forever returns to World Showcase Lagoon as the nighttime spectacular. Like I said earlier, I don't know when you'll see this. It'll probably be almost a week later by the time you see this, but that is what is going on here at Walt Disney World. It is so crowded at Epcot and I am very exhausted. I just happened to be in the Orlando area today, and that is why I decided to stop into Epcot, but I think I'm gonna head home now. So I'm gonna walk to the front of the park. I'll show you a little more, but that's probably gonna be about it. Like, comment, and subscribe. So they actually put in another walkway here from basically where the Seas of Nemo and Friends is located. And it's another way to leave or head towards Spaceship Earth, which is really nice. I think right now it's helping to split the crowd into 2. But it does really look like this is going to be a more permanent walkway, and they're gonna close the other one in just a little bit because they have curbs here and they have foliage, and you walk right behind or right beside that new Moana attraction that's gonna be opening soon.